Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to create the cover plate on page 20 in Interpreting Engineering Drawings 8th edition. Okay, so looking at the cover plate, I want to sketch that on the top plane. My origin is here, and I'm going to switch things up a little bit, and I'm not going to put my origin in the center of the part. We're going to start from one end and work our way over to the right. So let's start with the circle command. And dimension that circle to a diameter of 0.8. Now I'm going to use a center line. So just below the line command, there's a center line command. And I'm going to draw a horizontal center line. So not an angled line, but a horizontal line off to the right. And I'm going to smart dimension the distance of this line to be 4.8 inches. And then I'm going to draw another circle and make this one equal to the diameter of that one. So make sure both circles are selected and then choose equal and hit the green check mark. Okay, now I want to do the same thing, just slightly lower. So I'm going to draw another circle just off to the side, so to the left of the origin and below the origin. I'm going to make that circle equal to the diameter of this circle so that they're the same size as well. And then I'm going to dimension this circle's location. With respect to the origin, it's 0.6 over and 2.3 inches below. Okay, so now this circle has a home with those two dimensions. I'm going to draw a center line over, way off to the right. I'll glue a circle to the end point of that line and then make an equal relation between this circle and this one. And it doesn't matter which circle, by the way. If they're all equal, it doesn't matter which one you select. And then the distance from here to here is 6. So now all 4 circles have been dimensioned. I used some construction geometry to help. And there's a couple of ways to get this shape drawn. And we are going to use a technique that I hope you like. We're going to use a combination of trim and circles. So I'm just going to do the same thing over and over again. I'm going to draw another circle on top of this one, but it's going to be larger. Same thing here, same thing here, and same thing here. So I want to make all 4 of these equal. So that when I change one, they all change. Okay, now I'm going to start on this side and kind of show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw a line, but it's going to be a line it's a slanted line, but it's not going to touch either of the circles. So just kind of draw a slanted line off to the side. We're going to add a relation between this slanted line and one of these circles, let's say the top one, and say tangent. Tangency is a relation that I'm going to have to go over during one of our Zoom meetings. All right, so I'm going to do that again. I'm going to go to add relation, choose this slanted line in this circle, and say tangent. Now I want to kind of zoom out, zoom over, and do the same thing on this side. Draw a slanted line make sure that the line is tangent to both circles. Like that. Okay. And now we're going to draw a line from here, this intersection where the circle cuts through the center line. There'll be a little point there. I want to draw a line right on top of it. Okay. And now I want to try to use the trim command and trim some of these excess lines that are sticking out. And the trim command is going to act like a pair of scissors. That's why the icon looks like that. And we're going to be using power trim. In fact, I've only used power trim for the past 15 years. I don't even know what these buttons do. So power trim works fantastic. All I have to do is hold my left mouse button down, and wherever I drag my cursor, it's going to trim whatever I drag my cursor across. So I can trim that line. I can trim that line. That one. That one. That one. That one. And now I forgot to put a line across the top, and then we can finish this shape with the trim command. So I just drew a line from the top of one circle to the very top of the other. And I'm going to try to trim away all the stuff that I don't need. Don't drag your cursor across a center line though, because if you drag your cursor across the center line, let's see, I don't even want to do it. It'll ruin your whole sketch. So try not to drag your cursor across one of those. So using the circle command and a couple of lines, I was able to use trim to get this shape. Let's see. Let's start adding some dimensions. I believe this radius is 0.8. Oh. Well, I couldn't add my 0.8. That was weird. So it let me add the radius to this arc, but not to that one. I'm not too concerned about it. It looks great. And the last thing I want to do is add a little fillet between these corners. And according to page 20, it says 2xr.4. So I'm going to use my sketch fillet tool, punch in 0.4, and then select these two. That's okay. Select those 2 points. So that looks good. I've got all my dimensions. I have my geometry. And now I'm going to switch over to the isometric view just so I can see which direction I'm extruding. So I'm going to finish my sketch. Go over to the Features toolbar and make sure that your sketch is selected over here in the Feature Manager, and click Extruded Boss Base. And my distance before was 1/4 inch, so that's what it's going to stay until I change it. So here it is. Here's the cover plate. Plain carbon steel, using the same techniques we used for the base plate and the offset length. The next video for week 2 is going to be the carburetor gasket on page 20, Interpreting Engineering Drawings.